it's Flemo and Tones here at Goulburn Valley Pork. We're with Darren and Sharon. How are you? Good. Now, how long have you had this farm? What was the history of the farm? But first of all, how long have you guys been here?
Well, 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. Yep.
In June, July it was, yeah.
And previously, you were on farms and...
No, God no. I'm an accountant and a financial advisor. Darren's an electrician.
So it's a natural progression.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, we just thought we'll go to farming.
So we were living in Melbourne.
Yep.
And wanted to do the country change. We knew we wanted to make money out of it, and we were interested in farming. We wanted to see if we could actually do it. So we sold everything and bought a farm. What could possibly go wrong?
How has it been? I mean, that's a massive change from city life one to country life, but different work, completely different work. How
Love the lifestyle.
Yep.
Love the work. It's been hard work. Like, I was still working as an electrician for most of the time I've been up here. Sharon's always had a job as a financial planner or an accountant, or both.
Which I have at the moment still.
And now I'm full-time on the farm. Love it. That's the good side of it. The bad side's been, it's been hard money-wise.
Yeah.
Very hard.
And COVID really kind of knocked us
at the
about.
It helped us, then buried us, and then it helped us again and buried us a couple of times, and it's so confusing.
But we've always been all or nothing. So we're either going to make money and make a million, or we're going to get broke.
And right at the moment you're somewhere in the middle.
Well, you would have had teething problems, like just getting into it for a while. How long did that take before you sort of got a grip on?
I think we're still getting a grip on it. We're still in the growth phase. We haven't sort of made a dollar yet, but saying that, we've got a lot of assets now. We've got,
like most farmers, really asset rich.
Like just on the pork sales side of it, we've got 3 mobile cool rooms on trailers. We've got 2 refrigerated vans. We've got a full-time farmhand, a part-time farmhand, and various part-time workers with the markets or feeding pigs.
And now we're actually about to build a butcher shop on farm as well.
There you go. So that's the last phase of it. So you're actually doing something that's a little bit different to the way that Australian pig farming's been done for many years, which is pretty well being locked them in a pen, pump out the piglets, grow them up, send them out the door to the abbey. So yours is actually free range. So that's,
we call it pasture raised. So so that from the moment they're born till that one bad day, they're on the grass the whole time.
And what would you say percentage-wise in Australia would be free-range pigs compared to...
Very small.
Very small.
Minimal.
I would never say maybe 1 or 2%, if that.
We can knock out 10 pigs a week on this farm. If it was a piggery, we could do hundreds. Thousands.
And what's the difference in quality for you? Is it more sustainable to go that route? Or is it we're in a niche market, therefore...
Little bit of sort of permaculture sort of stuff involved, because we've got to do cropping after the pigs been in the paddock.
And rotational,
rotate them.
It's funny, our crops, when we have a crop in the paddock after the pigs have been through, the professional croppers, they put all their crops in, and theirs are this tall. We put in ours 2 months late, and ours are this tall.
But like the meat is better. There's definitely a difference, a big difference.
In the flavour.
And we charge a premium.
Oh, very good, as you should, I suppose.
Well, it takes us a lot longer to grow them.
That's right.
So,
and a lot more cost involved, and land.
There's more dairy and stuff like that involved as well.
It's a totally different industry. I mean, there's no way we can feed the whole of Australia doing what we're doing.
No.
So
we can even feed whole Victoria.
There's a place for piggeries.
Definitely.
We do.
So you guys natural mating or artificial?
No, all natural mating.
All natural? Is that fun getting in there with a big bore, sort of directing old mate where to put it?
Well, actually,
I used to be a pig farmer out at Corolla, so I understand a little bit of what probably goes on here and some of the things that you need to do that a lot of people wouldn't like doing, I would have thought.
So you would have been working with pigs that have been bred
to be
for a certain carcass quality, and everything else was forgotten because you've got concrete walls, you've got cages, you've got everything else you need. Our pigs are bred for brains. Like, we've tried piggery quality pigs, and they bred the brains out of them. The girls will get up halfway through farrowing, which is giving birth, to go and eat or drink or whatever. The piglets have got no natural instinct. They'll be born and they'll be wandering off, they'll just walking, squeaking. Where's me mum? No idea.
So So
that's a big part of what we do too, is
Definitely.
picking the right pigs.
So how do you go about, what do you feed the pigs and piglets? A few different types of
yeah,
mixes?
so there's only two different mixes that we use here. So because our piglets aren't weaned until they're 8 weeks old,
Yep.
they're on mum the whole time. They don't need any other feed, and they start to eat mum's feed, which is a grower, black sour grower feed. And then all of our breeding stock have a basic mix.
Yep.
And it's all natural grains from the local area too. So we don't have any medications in them, nothing like that they do in the piggery. It's all just natural.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Another thing we do which is different is we physically castrate our piglets. We don't chemically castrate any of our pigs.
Yeah.
So they don't have any chemicals at all. And I remember the first time I did it, and I've got the record of 19 babies by the way. The first castrated a
That's an
piglet.
expensive pump out of that one, isn't it?
Were you smiling at Darren while you were doing it? Winking?
No, the vet was here and they were teaching us how to do it, and I've just done that, and I was going, oh, that's a lot warmer than I was expecting. So yeah, we've learned quite a bit.
Is that the ring on sort of thing, or you actually?
No, you actually slice them open, yeah, you pull them out. So.
Well, you don't like that, Flemo, you know? Yeah. Yeah, so you can tell that you might come from the background of the arts, wouldn't you?
I do get called a pig a lot, so.
I did tell my daughter's boyfriends that I didn't know how to castrate. So.
Oh!
That's alright, you're too long to be done.
A good first stage. And getting it out there, so imagine at the start it was very, small. How much has it expanded?
Oh, huge.
When we started, when we left Melbourne, our business plan was online sales and deliveries to Melbourne.
Yep.
No, fail, fail.
Big fail.
We got to a point where we had too many pigs and
We're gonna go broke.
said, we're going to go broke. I go, what are we going to do? I'm a teapot. And she said, well, let's see if we get into a farmer's market. And I'm like, I don't want to do a farmer's market. I haven't actually been to a farmer's market ever
Until you went to women's.
until I've worked at one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my type of
I mean, we went to
Yeah, understandable coming from the city, I suppose, isn't it? That you only sort of know
You would have gone
the
there.
Queen Vic's market.
Dandy stockyards
Oh, God.
back in the day.
Back in the day. Never went there either.
So,
I'll tell you that was it.
so has your tune changed in regards to farmers markets now?
Yes.
Well, you've got a whole heap to go to
Yeah.
coming up
we're
now.
doing
So.
8 this weekend, so
Yep.
I go to one, Darren goes to one, and two of our farm hands who work at the farmers markets on the weekend go to the other two, so we're all over the shop, we love it, don't we?
Yeah.
And we actually
we don't,
enjoy it.
we don't buy much stuff from the supermarket anymore.
No.
We either grow it here or get it from the farm.
So fairly
From
self-sustained.
Yeah.
So it's very community. It seems like in this area, it's community, and the community is on the community, looking after it. It's keeping that positive sort of
Very
thing
much
going.
so, yeah. And I found that a lot up here. Everybody knows everybody, the starters, and they support each other. So we had a massive big storm come through a couple of years back, and it was absolutely destroyed the farm. And we both went up to the top of the hill there and had a look and a bit of a tear. And next thing we had like 30 or 40 people out here come and help us.
With
The local,
chainsaws
Fantastic.
the local bakery come out. He come out with cut sandwiches and cakes and.
sandwiches and
Oh, beautiful.
That was, Norton Bakery, they come out and they brought all this out and I was just like, oh my God, it was just, I couldn't believe it.
So I've only been here for 7 years, so a few years back, fairly new to the area, and for people to just sort of jump on board and accept you, that's a pretty big thing.
We'll never be locals.
Something
We'll
really nice.
never be classed as locals.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened in the city.
Oh God, no.
And that's the great thing about these communities, that something happens, we're seeing it, that everyone jumps in, and it's like, we got you back. If it's a family that's going through a problem, everyone jumps on. What does community mean to you guys?
Pretty much, I don't know, they're more like family. Yeah, thank you for that. I find that people here are more like family. When you say community, it's like a big, big family and everybody looks after each other. So when, like for instance, Shepparton got shut down with COVID, they were having struggling with people getting food because their help people were also in lockdown.
Yeah.
So the people who normally had to go out and shop for them couldn't do it. And they couldn't get food and all the markets had closed down and everything else. So like we'd given...
We gave food sharing.
Yeah.
We didn't realise how bad it was. It was like after we donated the meat, people were sort of thanking us in the street.
Yeah. So we donated like $20,000 or $30,000 worth of meat, like retail value that was in the freezer. And these people were actually getting it in their homes, you know?
Straight to them, and that's a positive.
And it was so awesome. And so many people got to together and worked so many long hours. And they all actually care about each other. It's not this hello in the street and you just keep going, everybody actually cares.
Yeah.
And you'll see it, they'll give you a wave and a toot and...
And the great thing, that's a different town.
Yeah.
And there's that, it keeps, a lot with our the Beef It Up shows where people donate $5 for a patty. That's the same sort of thing. We go into a town, we do a show, they donate, then another town they don't even know gets a night off,
Yeah.
and we give them a good thing. So that's what, personally, we're learning how incredible these communities are out in the rural area.
Yeah, so it's I love it. I think it's fantastic. And not only that, you feel good doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And especially when they come back and say, oh, thank you so much, that was the most amazing meal we had nothing and da-da-da-da-da. But your food come in and we were able to have a decent meal whilst we were in lockdown, and I was like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Big 60-year-olds.
The downside, we had to add our own medication. And now distribution, so where's your product going out to? How far?
So up to Kahuna on the Murray.
Yep.
That's the furthest northwest we go. Albury Wodonga, Wangaratta, Beechworth, Myrtleford, Mansfield.
Mount Eliza.
Yep.
Oh, that's where I come from.
There you go.
There you go.
Mount Eliza.
Mum, if you're watching this, pop down and grab yourself some Goulburn Valley Pork. Yeah.
We'll be there in a week.
There you go. Go out and say g'day to them, Mum. You got nothing better to do.
Right through Macedon Ranges.
Macedon as well.
Yep. And then we get Melbourne and
And we're all over Melbourne as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
So,
Whereabouts, because we do have a lot of people, whereabouts in Melbourne, like Vic Market, those...
No,
in Belton we've got Elphington
big
Farmers
list
Market, Eltham Farmers Market, Coburg Farmers Market. Who else?
Elphington.
I said Elphington, I got.
Essendon.
Yeah, Heathmont,
Williamstown. Heathmont.
Lilydale,
Yep. Hampton.
Hampton, yeah.
Sandringham.
No, it's Hampton.
It's a bit like
Hampton.
it's like Mars.
That's right, it's
Salisbury Hall.
Yeah, but you've got to do this at the same time.
Yes,
So it's the Dovton.
yes, no.
That was a mistake. I live there, I know.
I just lived in Devon.
I'm sure it's all changed now, though.
It's just getting worse.
Hello.
And
Can't say that.
in the future, are you looking at interstate, or are you going to just
No,
totally
same,
keep it in Vic?
We like to have it direct to the people,
Yeah.
so.
Well, we do want global domination. That's going to take some time.
Exactly. So the next step we're looking at is buying another farm.
I thought you were going to say delivery helicopter.
Oh yeah, no, that's not really peak. We're looking at getting another bigger farm and having this as the breeding farm and have another one for the growing. So we've got a lot more room for the growers because they destroy paddocks much quicker.
Yeah.
And we're also looking at trying to get a small scale on-site slaughterhouse.
Okay.
So therefore we'll have control of all of it from the moment it's born.
Keep it all.
Yeah, off to slaughter. I know how my pigs are getting slaughtered, and then it comes back, and we know how they're getting butchered.
And
So.
that's going to be awesome because you can have your own ethical standards, and people know that there's these ethical standards in your product. And it's understandable you've got to set things up.
And back to that, like the whole farmers market community, they'd all jump on board with that too.
Yeah, they'd actually
Because
bring
they want to know
that they're getting their animals back.
Like we're all the same. We all care for our animals and we want the best one.
Yeah.
And I think once you become, years ago you wouldn't have cared, but once you do care, then it is an important thing. You want to know where your veggies and your food comes
Yeah,
from.
we've had, at the beginning we had pigs coming back at our house. I had one of the butchers around and go, it's a big fat pig, Sharon. And I go, surely not. It shouldn't be. It's one of the first lot of the growers. It should have been underweight. It should be like 60, 70 kilos. No, it's a big fat pig. And I get it. It had that much fat on it.
Someone's salami pig.
Yeah, ours weighed in at 70, 80 live weight. This weighed in at 89 kilos dead weight with no head. So we had somebody else's pig. And I couldn't sell it. They had to go in the freezer. So I had to pay for the slaughter costs, pay for the butcher costs, and chuck it in the freezer because I can't sell it. It's not mine.
Plus we lost our pig.
And we lost that pig, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Only so much crackle you can eat.
Oh, no,
It's a crackle doesn't change. Yeah, I disagree there. I think we're on the same page. Just keep rolling it out and just keep
Probably
it
not the wrong correct.
Just make crackle pigs.
Yeah.
Would you trust a skinny pig farm?
Okay, guys, so little piggy, people know that. It has so many different ways you can cut it, cook it, do a lot with it.
Yep.
Obviously bacon, people like that for their breakfast, you know your pork chops. But also you make it, I believe it's a Dutch delicacy, speck.
Yes. So that's, it's German.
Dutch, German?
Yeah.
German speak Dutch?
Yeah. No, German speak German. Dutch speak German.
Stuff that one up. That was a bad segue.
Yeah, you can't go to Europe anymore, can you?
No.
They're going to hunt you down.
Can anyone?
That'd be like calling an Irish and a Scotsman or something like that.
Yeah, so we do a
So I
steak,
apologise.
which is
Best of both worlds.
it's bacon made out of the pork belly,
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
and we sell it in a chunk, nice
Yeah.
big chunk. So you can chop it up and put it in your pastas or whatever.
Germans love it, and I have a lot of people coming in, oh, you got speck. The other thing we do that is very unique, because a lot of pork farmers don't do it, is gammon steaks.
Okay.
The Poms absolutely love a gammon steak. So a gammon steak, a proper gammon steak, is a pickled steak and it has a bit of fat on it. And what they do is they cook it up for breakfast and they chuck, or some of them have eggs and chips on it, but if you don't put a pineapple on it, it's like sacrilegious. And there's people that put photos, and you'll see on Facebook, what's a bloody pineapple? You're supposed to put a pineapple on there, you know?
And it took us ages to work out how to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Put the pineapple on it.
No.
Get the gammon steak, because the butchers over here don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so explain to
They
them
have to
what
do a lot
it
of
is.
research and.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other weird thing we do is pork cheeks. Now we're talking about crackling before.
Oh, I don't mind a pork cheek.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So a lot of people slow cook them. I find them a bit rich, but we roast them on a cooling rack, so all the fat renders out, and you end up with this
Bowl of
bowl
crackle.
made out of crackling with all this beautiful sweet meat.
And when I tell people at the farmers market, I'll say, see all that fat there? They go, yeah. I say, that'll wend it down through this meat. I said, I make the meat silky, silky smooth. I said, then it's just this bowl of crackle. And they're like, oh, I've got to have one. I said, I've got to have one.
I'm vegetarian in a while.
Yeah. I require one in the next half an hour or so, to be honest.
But no, they're beautiful. So if you like a pork belly, try a pork cheek.
Yeah.
It leaves them for dead, but they're just young.
Always sell out of pork bellies, and then it's the sell for the pork cheek. But a lot of people come back for the pork cheek.
Yep.
And I've just started making English pork pies, so and it's very hard to get a decent pork pie, so I'm doing a traditional pork pie. So I use the trotters to render down to make the jelly, because they have a cold pie. And what it is it's pork lard and water mixed together to make the pastry, and the pastry is hot pastry, and then you put the pork in it, and it's usually the pork scotch, with a bit of sage, a bit of salt and pepper, and then you just cook it up, and then you pour the jelly in the top of the hole, and then you wait until they're cold. And they are going off like a frog in a sock.
Oh, you beauty.
They aren't just
We're
beautiful.
not selling them yet.
No, we're not selling them yet. No, I'm giving them away at the moment until I get my butcher shop done.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we haven't got a commercial kitchen,
So we're not
Oh,
selling
right.
them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
so they're.
Red tape.
I know.
Red tape, I'll tell you what.
That was a yet.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we're in the process of building butcher shops.
Yeah. So you utilise every bit of the pig, nothing goes to waste?
No. So I get the pig's
I guessed that, so I was just hoping you were going to
the
agree.
pig's ear snouts will sometimes go, because there's a lot of Asian people who like to use those in their cooking, so they'll take the pig's ears, the snouts and the trotters. Otherwise, if I don't go off for that, then I'll actually dehydrate them and they're dog treats.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so a lot of dog treats. with
That's
a
good
little
for
bit of-
puppies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most people don't know that there's a lot of chemicals in dog treats before they actually do anything with them, so mine are all pretty much organic.
Freshly
Yeah,
Is that, are you selling that, or is that?
Yeah.
Yep, you are. That's awesome.
So we don't miss out on anything, do we?
Long term, will that end up, you'll have your own shed for the dog? Do you picture that sort of happening where everything's off in its own corner and you're
No.
fully making the most, or that's just a
Yeah, well, we
byproduct?
sell everything we get as it is. We sell
We
that
sell
sweet.
that at the markets, no
Yeah.
problem. We just have them in a little bowl
That's-
on the table.
Yeah, it's 1 for 5 or 3 for 10, and they go.
It's not
Yeah.
refrigerated, so you don't even have to really refrigerate it.
Oh, that's fantastic, yeah. Every bit's used and people just jump at it and there's no waste.
I could ask for
think that's
pork
quite
bones, for
amazing.
soup, and all sorts of things, yeah. So
That's awesome.
everything, nose to tail, pretty much.
I don't think we've ever actually sold a tail.
No. We
You don't dock them early? You
No,
don't,
they
you don't,
don't have
don't have problems with tail bites or
How do people open
tusks?
their wine?
No?
I like that.
But yeah, you touched
New
on
market.
too that they rip up the paddocks
Yep.
and they're great for growing. So what other crops do you sow during the off-season.
Yeah, so during summertime, we put millet through because it's a summer crop.
Yep.
And the pigs like to just chop the top off that. They don't seem to dig it up. They seem to leave the roots there. And then winter time we put in oat and hay. Or
yeah, we're trying to loosen because that loosen's got a very long tap root.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that'll help hold the ground together, and if they do turn it over, will it re-sprout? So that's a test at the moment. And then after that, I think we're sort of looking at ryegrasses and stuff like that.
But it's funny, when you go out in summertime, everything's dead. You can't suddenly think, oh my God, everything's dead. This first touch of rain, and out it all comes, and it's bright green. And
along with the 3-quarter jacks on tipping too.
Yep, they're coming now.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
Perfect shoes for buying.
Oh, right at the bottom of the thongs, aren't they? And then you trace them through the house, and everyone has a good old time.
Oh, wait till you see the Bathurst. You think they're bad. The Bathurst spurs, the spurs on there are about that.
Oh, yeah.
And my first week here, it was in the middle of the night, and I walked through the bedroom to go to the toilet, and next thing I'm screaming my head off, and one of those is going in that deep, and right into the arch of my foot. Oh, God. And it was like, welcome to farming.
It's worse than Lego.
It is. Much worse than Lego.
At least Lego has a good use.
This is true.
Yeah.
Suck it up with vacuum cleaner.
Oh, well, so what do you reckon? We'll go have a look at a few of these pigs. Yeah, I reckon so.
So we don't have to dock their tails.
Yep.
We don't have to clip their teeth because they've got plenty of. They'll only be a problem if they're sort of stuck in a
small environment.
Enclosed area.
They're bored. That's good because they're bored.
So you don't have the problem with the pecking order that comes into play or anything. That's very interesting to hear.
Yeah, it can do with, especially with the sows.
Yep.
Sometimes we've got to move a girl out of a boar paddock because she, even though she's not cycling, she'll get dominant.
Yep.
And won't let anyone else have some fun.
Ah, righto.
Yeah.
So then she gets moved for a while.
They do say that pigs are the closest relatives to humans in some ways, so that's probably one without being too passive aggressive, I suppose.
Oh, they're funny. They've got a personality.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll go and meet Blackie Chan and her 14 babies.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, are you really? Blackie Chan's a grumpy mum.
No, that's that pig. That pig's grumpy.
That's right, she's too. Blackie Chan's nice, I forgot it.
Oh God, names, love it. Alright guys, so let's go have a look, Kate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. It's coming over to the front. So there's electric fences are pretty much everywhere. So that's the whole way there. And
Hello, Mama.
bottom elastic.
Hello, sweetie.
All right. We won't go.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello. How's it going? Oh, you like your scratches behind your ears, do you? Yeah? That's good for piggies.
And there's all the babies in there. So that's what we call a pig loo.
Pig glue.
Yeah, so it's an igloo for a pig, so we call it pig loo. So sometimes they choose to have them in there, sometimes they choose not to.
Yeah, so she had them out there.
And off they
They're
go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Blackie.
You have them all settled down for a nap, did you?
Did she name him after? She's Blackie Chan after each kung fu style.
That was my daughter. So she's actually Pikachu's daughter. So when she named Pikachu and we were keeping Black Chan, I said, you pick him. And she said Black Chan.
So we've got a litter here, 2 different paddocks, different size piglets here. So what age of piglets would you say we've got here on the sows?
Blackie Chan's ones, these young guys here.
They're
Yep.
7 weeks.
Yep.
6 weeks.
And these ones over here are about,
7 weeks.
yeah, 7 weeks.
They're going to be weaned next week.
Righty, there you go. So it's about an 8-week turnaround to take them off the mum and send them down another paddock.
Yep.
Yes.
Where they become food eventually.
Eventually. Yummies.
And
Don't say that.
obviously, there's a lot of, I notice there's a lot of trampolines. Is that so they can get better quad strength and yield more muscle?
Yeah, at night time they really like to bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how pigs fly.
That's how pigs.
Yeah, right.
You're taking it literally.
So how do they go now that we're in daylight savings? Does that change when they actually go out and use the
bounce?
trampoline?
Or fly.
So we've planted a lot of native trees, but they take so long to grow, so they're for shade.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Everybody's throwing trampolines out, so it's the ultimate recycling. We just say, if you've got an old
there you
trampoline,
go.
yeah,
So
rips in it,
beautiful.
doesn't
So
matter,
you have a
we'll
kid
it.
with a snapped forearm. Week out.
So, especially this time of the year, because
Yeah.
heaps of kids are getting new trampolines because the old ones are worn out or whatever, or the safety net's gone. We don't need the safety net.
No.
So you're saying that people are driving past and they need to dump their trampoline, just leave it out the front here and it'll go to good use.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Unless it's windy.
I'm not sure if they're being serious or not, but
No, we
may as well just dump it.
Yeah, no, and then we put a thing up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put an ad out there at the marketplace and say, if you got a little trampoline, don't pay to get it taken to the tip. I'll come and pick it up for free.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Lovely. So you got your sows here in different paddocks.
Yep.
How many cycles do you normally go through before you move the old sow onto?
I don't know, we haven't moved one on yet, have we?
like as in they leave the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sow over there, she is 4.5 years old, I think, and she's still quite productive.
Yep.
She's one of the original
So she'll never
girls,
leave the
so
farm.
she's a pet, so
Yep.
she will live out her days here. But yeah, just we haven't reached the end yet, so 'cause we've only just
beautiful.
started. So
Yeah, lovely.
And the only time we really get rid of a sow is if she's not a good mum. So if she's a
Yep.
crap mum, then she's gone. So most of our girls will have anywhere between 12 and 14, and they'll usually keep all of those piglets alive. They'll have
that's
stillborn sometimes, but yeah, normally they keep all of them alive.
If they don't,
And if they don't, then
send them to wing
See ya.
ladder or something.
yeah, she's a slimy pig.
Yeah. And when it comes to your boars, because we know that the old boar can get pretty big too, do you have a timeline on those fellows before they're
no,
just
when
too
if they get
unmanageable?
aggressive or too big for the girls,
Yep.
Yeah, they're gone.
or we had one that just wasn't producing and he was aggressive, so he met his mate.
Yep.
Unfortunately, sad, but it's got to happen.
But Red, our big boy, he's only 2.5, and he's massive. And he's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
sweetheart. If
Oh,
you go out
that's
there
great,
in
yeah.
the paddock, especially me, if I'm in a dress, he shits himself, runs away. Oh, I just walked.
That's all right. That's all right. No one heard it. No one heard it.
So now these are fairly well tamed.
Oh, they definitely are. Yeah.
One of the little ones gets out and ends up Neverland. How long until it grows tusks and starts? I've seen razorback. That's what I mean. But I actually read that any pig can turn feral once they're out. It
Yeah, they've
naturally
got a
happens.
pretty good natural instinct.
If you keep
Yeah,
them fed.
I don't know about tusks.
Yeah.
The
The
males
males
grow
do.
the tusks.
Yep.
So Red's got massive ones, they're about this long,
Yeah.
and they're razor sharp. So we don't cut their tusks out around, and they're all natural from the moment that,
Yeah.
So we don't do anything. So
No
their tusks
altering and
no.
adding pain for no goddamn reason.
That's
So
exactly right.
not
Yeah.
less,
awesome.
no, not less got it.
Safety, yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
so-
that's it.
yeah, no, they've all got their tusks. Don't they?
Yeah, if we need to cut their tusks off because of safety concerns, we're more likely to cut their head off.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just not.
How's he meant to make the... Oh, poor piggy.
Runs around.
It's just. It's
And
not
how long do they last like that then?
He lays there until he runs out of blood.
Yeah.
No, it's a safety thing. Like we've got
Yeah,
employees, and some of them are young girls, so it's not worth having a dangerous
No.
pig.
Oh, definitely.
And we have a lot of people come to farm tours when they bring their kids with them. You don't want to have something dangerous. And like we've had classes here for people who learn to do what we do. And that's what we had one of our
Yeah,
head
had
he died that night.
a pig with he had issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He threw me over the fence.
All right.
Yeah, and he had a pig board there, so he just picked him up like he's a rag doll,
Oh,
threw him
really?
over the fence, and I'm just like, that's it.
Sharon was crying, "You're going to die." I said, "Shut up, I've got to work with this animal."
No,
Down. Yeah.
It's going to be tense.
Saying that on the other side of the fence by that point, though.
Yeah.
You still weren't getting chased around the paddock, so...
No, he wasn't chasing me, and he didn't attack me. He was just because I was trying to move one of his girls out, a good big plastic board like that.
Yep.
And I sort of, because I was running, he was getting excited, he was running beside me. I thought, I might put the big board this side just in case. Bang.
Yeah,
Where am I?
straight under it.
Just a big side swipe, and yeah, I've just floated 15 foot through the air.
Yep.
Landed on the other side of the fence.
So there is some danger to working with animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think this one knows what it's doing.
They help me.
That's paint pot.
Paint spot.
Yeah,
Paint pot.
she looked like she got dipped into a paint pot. She had 2 different colours.
Yeah, true.
That one's Tigger. Tigger the pig. All right, there's a new name for the next one.
Ah, I like that.
Tigger.
You're getting a bit of attention there, aren't you, old mate? Eh?
She's lost all her hair, look. I won't know who you are now.
And is
So they're hanging about here. Looks like they're a little bit hungry. So this way. Yep, to dinner time.
So if one of us laid down, well, you're gonna be the little squirrel. Oh. See how he's pushing her around. So if she was excited, then you're doing that to her belly, and that'd make her ovulate.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you go around the other side, do the same to the other side.
And then jump up on top.
And if you was really trying to impress her, if you're making a horrible stench,
Hey,
that's
champ.
pheromones.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
He's going to grab you.
Yeah.
Gonna grab your shorts.
No, they're my shorts.
Don't eat the humans, monster.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
So yeah, they've all got to be friendly, otherwise they're no good for us.
Oh, like a puppy. You get that.
Yeah, just be careful using his ball.
Yeah, I know. Throw the old neck around. Don't have a lot of safe havens.
No. On the other side, the electric fence is always safe.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not so tough. No.
Yeah, so this is all our guys, all the growers.
Alrighty, so what do you reckon, Flemo? Bit of roast pork for dinner tonight?
I think we're going to have roast pork for dinner, lunch, breakfast for the next month.
I think so.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, bloody oath.
No, they were really lovely. It's great to see fully sustainable. Everything's used. They're looking after locals. They're getting their stuff from locals. They're giving their stuff to locals. That's the type of thing that I think's awesome because it keeps the whole community together.
Bloody oath.
And even just to meet piggies.
Yeah, that's it. They were very friendly little buggers, weren't they?
Lucky Chance, my favourite. Yeah.
Do you remember the names of any of the other ones, though?
One was called Kung Fu, Wushu, Bruce Lee, Steven Seagal.
Sounds pretty made up now, mate.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, right.
That's a really big pig. But no, that was really cool. So anyway, everyone get to Goulburn Valley Pork, have a chat to Daz and Chaz.
Yep, bloody oath.
You will not be disappointed. Spread the word, and let's keep this the awesome community looking after the community thing going forever and ever and ever.
Exactly right. Yes, fantastic people. Well, Goulburn Valley Pork, we're actually closer to Tatura than Goulburn anyway. So for those of you out there that are wondering where they are, and if you're going to get lost on the map, out Tatura. Am I turning right here? Am I? Right, looks like I'm turning right. That was a stop sign too, so I'm doing everything correctly here.
But they're also, Sharon was showing a list of markets and farmer markets and things like that they go to, and it basically all the way down to Mount Eliza, all the way over to Lilydale, over to Werribee, Ballarat, Bendigo, all that area. So if you want it won't be too far from where you live, people. Unless you're interstate.
That's right. We just bagged up a Collingwood supporter there, so it just shows how... I don't know what that shows. I was concentrating on that for a moment. So we're up and about. We had a good day out, checked out some piggies, got a heap of pork products that we're going to try over the next week or so, and definitely tonight. And yeah, check them out, guys. And their website, I think they've got about 1,800 followers there on their page. Hit them up, find out where their next market is, and get some fresh product.
Great.
Yeah, that'll do us for one day, I think. Catch us later.
Cheers.